Hello, my friends. Welcome to Soul Tranquility Space. Tonight, we are going to tell a story about returning. It is an old story, perhaps one of the oldest stories we know. But tonight, we are not reading it as a lesson in morality. We are reading it as a love letter to the weary heart. It is the story of the Prodigal Son. But in truth, it is the story of anyone who has ever felt lost. It is the story of anyone who has wandered far away from their own soul, trying to find happiness in places that could not give it. Before we begin this journey, let us create a sanctuary right here. Right now. You have carried so much today. You have carried the weight of expectations. You have carried the heavy cloak of being strong. But here, in this quiet space, you can lay it all down. I invite you to close your eyes. Imagine that you are unlacing a pair of tight, heavy boots that you have worn for years. Feel the relief as you slip them off. Feel your feet touching the cool, soft grass of the present moment. Take a deep breath in, breathing in a sense of permission. Permission to rest, and exhale. A long, slow sigh. Releasing the need to be perfect. Inhale. Breathing in kindness for yourself. Exhale. Breathing out the harsh voice of your inner critic. You are safe here. You are not here to be judged. You are here to be held. Now, let your imagination float gently backward. Imagine a land called the far country. In the story, the son leaves home to go there. But he didn't leave because he was bad. He left because he was hungry. He was hungry to be seen. He was hungry to find his own way. Maybe you know this far country. It is the place where we go when we try to prove our worth. It is the land of doing rather than being. For a long time, the far country was exciting. It was full of bright lights, loud applause, and busy days. You worked hard there. You spent all your energy, your gold, trying to buy connection. You thought, if I achieve enough, they will love me. You thought, if I am pleasing enough, I will belong. But the thing about the far country is that it takes more than it gives. Slowly, quietly, a famine has swept across the land. Not a famine of food, but a famine of soul. Look around you in your mind's eye. The bright lights have faded. The applause has stopped. The noise has died down, leaving only a ringing silence. You are tired. It is a deep, ancient kind of exhaustion. It is the exhaustion of wearing a mask that is too heavy for your face. You realize that you have spent everything you had. Your joy, your peace, your time on things that do not love you back. You find yourself sitting in what the story calls the hollow place. It is a quiet field at twilight. You are sitting alone. You look at what is in your hands. Just husks. Empty shells. These husks represent the things you thought would make you happy. Validation from strangers. The chase for perfection. The accumulation of things. They look like food, but they have no nourishment. They cannot feed the hunger in your heart. And for the first time, you allow yourself to feel that hunger. It is a painful feeling, yes, but it is also a truthful one. It is your soul crying out, I need something real. I need to be loved for who I am, not for what I do. In this moment of quiet desperation, a thought blooms in your mind. It is not a thought of the future. It is a memory. You remember home. You remember the Father's house. But let us not think of the Father as a stern judge in the sky. Think of the Father as the source of love itself. Think of the Father as the truest, kindest part of yourself that you left behind. You remember that in that house, there is no striving, there is only belonging. You remember the smell of fresh bread, warm, substantial, and free. You remember that even the servants there have enough to eat. And you are a child of that house, but you feel so far away. A shadow falls over your heart. This shadow is named shame. Shame is the voice that whispers, you can't go back. Look at you. You are broken. You are empty. You wasted your chances. Love is something you have to earn, and you have nothing left to pay with. This is the great lie of the far country. The lie that says you are a transaction. The lie that says you are only as valuable as your success. So, sitting there in the twilight, you begin to write a script in your head, a script of apology. You rehearse it over and over, like a lawyer preparing a case. I will arise and go to my Father, you whisper to the wind. And I will say to him, Father, I have sinned against heaven and before you. I am no longer worthy to be called your son. Make me like one of your hired servants. Listen to those words. Make me a servant. Your heart is so bruised that you are willing to trade your sonship for a job. You think, if I work hard enough, maybe he will let me stay in the barn. If I become a useful servant, maybe I can earn back a sliver of his love. You are trying to negotiate with grace. You are trying to pay a debt that doesn't exist. But you don't know that yet. Right now, all you know is that you cannot stay here in the hollow place. You would rather be a servant in a house of love than a king in a land of emptiness. And so, the miracle happens. Not a flash of lightning, not a thunderclap. The miracle is simply this. You stand up. You brush the dust of the far country off your knees. You are weak. You are trembling. You feel unworthy. But you turn your face toward the east, toward the place where the light comes from. You take the first step, and then another. You are leaving the illusions behind. You are walking the long road back to yourself. You do not know what awaits you. You fear rejection, but the hunger for home is finally stronger than the fear of shame. The compass of the heart. Think of your heart as a compass. For years, it has been spinning wildly, confused by the magnets of the world. But tonight, in the quiet, the needle has settled. It is pointing true north. It is pointing home. You are not lost anymore. You are just on a long journey back. My friends, the journey from the far country back to yourself is a brave one. But you do not have to walk it alone. If this story is resonating with your heart tonight, if you want to support this sanctuary and help us create more stories for weary souls, I invite you to gently tap the like button and subscribe to our channel now. And if you have a moment, please leave a comment below. Whether it is a suggestion, a thought, or simply sharing how you feel, we are listening. Your feedback helps us build this safe haven for everyone. Thank you for being here. Now, take a deep breath. We are ready to walk, one foot in front of the other, leaving the illusions behind, leaving the hunger behind. You are walking the long road home. The landscape is changing. The dry dust of the far country has given way to the green hills of your childhood. But your eyes are not looking at the view. They are fixed on the ground. Walking this road requires a courage you didn't know you had. Because with every step closer to home, the voice in your head gets louder. It is the voice of regret. As you walk, your mind becomes a quiet courtroom, and you are the only person on trial. You whisper to yourself, "How did I lose my way? I had so much light, and now I am bringing back only shadows." This is the burden of the one who returns. We often think that God, or the universe, or our loved ones are the ones judging us. But in truth, the harshest judge is the one living in our own chest. You believe that you must carry this guilt like a heavy stone. You believe that if you punish yourself enough, if you lower your head enough, maybe, just maybe, you can pay for your absence. So you cling to your rehearsed speech. It is your only shield. I am no longer worthy. You repeat it like a mantra. You are trying to define yourself by your worst moments. You have forgotten that you are more than your mistakes. You are more than the time you wasted. But shame has a way of erasing our memory of the light. The road bends, and suddenly, there it is, the house. It stands on the hill, bathed in the golden light of the late afternoon sun. It looks exactly as you remember it, solid, warm, enduring. The smoke is rising from the chimney, a signal of life. Your heart stammers in your chest. Thump, thump. You stop walking. Fear washes over you. It is not the fear of anger. It is the fear of disappointment. To see sadness in the eyes of the one who loved you. That feels unbearable. You want to hide. You want to turn back to the shadows. But the hunger in your soul pushes you forward. Just one more step. Just one more. Now, let us gently shift our gaze. Let us float up the hill to the porch of the house. Let us see who is there. The Father is there. He is not inside, counting his gold. He is not busy with the affairs of the estate. He is standing at the edge of the garden, looking down the road. He has been standing there every evening since you left. Imagine an old man with eyes full of kindness. He is scanning the horizon, not with judgment, but with hope. He is practicing active waiting. He is holding the space for your return. He knows the road is hard. He knows the world is cold. And he has been sending his love down that road like a lighthouse beam, guiding you back. And then he sees you. You are just a silhouette in the distance. You are ragged. You are limping. Your head is bowed in shame. But he knows you. He knows the walk. He watched grow from a crawl. He knows the shape of your shoulders. His heart does not sink with disappointment. It soars with recognition. It is him. He has come back. In this moment, dignity is forgotten. In the ancient world, an elder never runs. It is considered improper. But love does not care about propriety. Love only cares about proximity. The father gathers his robes in his hands, and he runs. He runs with the energy of a young man. He runs because he knows what you are thinking. He knows you are bringing a speech of apology. He knows you are carrying a heavy stone of shame. And he wants to get to you before you can say a word. He wants to intercept your shame with his grace. Down on the road, you hear footsteps. You flinch. You brace yourself. You think it is a servant coming to turn you away. You close your eyes, waiting for the rejection. I am not worthy, you whisper one last time. But what you feel is not a blow. It is an embrace. It is a collision of love. Warm arms wrap around you, pulling you in tight. A face is buried in your dusty neck. You feel the shaking of his shoulders as he weeps. Not tears of anger, tears of relief. The scent of home, cedar, rain, and old linen envelops you. It is the smell of safety. You stand there, stiff and stunned. You are too afraid to let go. You try to pull back to say your speech. Father, you choke out, your voice trembling. I have sinned. I am no longer worthy. You try to offer him your servitude. You try to apply for the job of a servant, but he doesn't even hear it. He doesn't want your work. He wants you. He covers your forehead with a kiss of welcome. He silences your self-hatred with his joy. Imagine a drop of dirty water falling into a vast, crystal-clear ocean. Does the ocean become dirty? No. The ocean is too big. The drop is instantly cleansed, instantly absorbed. Your shame is that drop. The Father's love is the ocean. You thought your mistakes were too big, but you underestimated the size of the ocean. Grace swallows your guilt before it even hits the ground. The Father turns to the empty air, shouting with a voice that cracks with emotion. Quick! He cries, bring the best robe. Bring the ring. Bring the sandals. My son was lost, but now he is found. He is not looking at your rags. He is looking at your face. He is not seeing what you did. He is seeing who you are. You stand there in the circle of his arms, and for the first time, the stone in your chest begins to crack. The rehearsal in your head stops. The courtroom is silent. The case is dismissed. You realize that the hardest part of this journey was not the walking. The hardest part is simply letting yourself be loved. It is letting go of the control of your own punishment. It is surrendering to a love that you cannot earn, and therefore you cannot lose. The end of striving. You don't have to fix yourself to come home. You don't have to clean yourself up to be hugged. The hug happens in the mess. The healing happens in the embrace. Rest here, my friends. You are not a servant. You are the beloved You are standing in the courtyard of the house. The embrace has loosened, but the father is still holding your shoulders. He is looking at you. He sees the dirt on your face. He sees the scars of the famine. But he does not look away. He does not flinch. Instead, he calls for the restoration. In your mind, you are still wearing the rags of the far country. You still feel the scratchy, dirty fabric that smells of the pig pen. These rags represent your shame. They represent the labels you have put on yourself. Failure, disappointment, broken. You have worn them for so long that they feel like your second skin. You're afraid to take them off because you don't know who you are without your pain. But the father gestures to the servants. "Bring the best robe," he commands. Not just a robe, the best robe, the robe reserved for honored guests, the robe of the Father himself. You feel the servants gently peeling the old rags off your shoulders. It feels vulnerable to stand there, stripped of your defenses. But then, you feel a weight descending onto your shoulders. It is heavy. It is soft. It is warm. It is a robe of thick, rich velvet. It smells of lavender and peace as it wraps around you. It covers the dirt. It covers the scars. It doesn't just hide them. It transforms your silhouette. When you look down, you don't see a beggar anymore. You see a prince. This robe is compassion. When we cannot forgive ourselves, grace covers it says, "You are protected now. The cold wind of the world cannot reach you here." You wrap the robe tighter around your chest. For the first time in months, you feel warm. Not the frantic heat of the sun, but the deep, stabilizing warmth of dignity. You realize, I am not what I did. I am what I am wearing. And you are wearing love. But the restoration is not finished. The Father reaches for your hand. Your hand is rough, calloused from hard labor. Trembling, you try to pull it back. You look at your empty fingers. You remember how you spent all the gold that was once in this hand. You think, I cannot be trusted with treasure again. But the Father takes your hand firmly. He pulls a ring from his own finger. It is a signet ring, heavy gold, the seal of the family, Mikkel Sin. In the ancient world, this ring was not jewelry. It was a credit card. It was authority. It was identity. To give this ring meant, everything I have is yours. He slides the ring onto your finger. It fits perfectly. It acts as an anchor. The weight of it reminds you, you belong. You're not a guest. You're not a hired servant on probation. You have full access to the abundance of the house right now, without a trial period. Tears sting your eyes again. Why? You whisper in your heart. Why do you trust me after I failed you? And the ring answers, because you are a son. Failure does not change your DNA. Finally, the father looks at your feet. Your feet are bare, cut by the stones of the long road. They are dirty. In that time, only slaves went barefoot. A slave had no rights. A slave had to work to eat. You are still waiting for him to hand you a broom or a shovel, but instead, he kneels. The father kneels before you. He calls for sandals. New, sturdy leather sandals. He places them on your feet. He buckles the straps. This is the symbol of freedom. Shoes are for people who are free to walk their own path. Shoes are for people who are not owned by anyone. By putting shoes on your feet, he is saying, you are free. You do not have to slave for my love. You do not have to earn your place. Walk in dignity. You wiggle your toes in the new sandals. They feel supportive. They cushion you from the hard ground. You stand taller. The robe, the ring, the sandals. You look at your reflection in a basin of water nearby. The beggar is gone. The person looking back at you is whole. You look different. Not because you changed yourself, but because you allowed yourself to be changed by love. Often, when we start to heal, we feel like imposters. We think, if they knew the real me, they wouldn't love me. But the robe, the ring, and the sandals are the truth. The real you is not the one in the pig pen. That was the illusion. The real you is the one standing here, clothed in dignity. Accept your inheritance. You are not an imposter. You are home. The father stands up and smiles. His face is radiant. Now, he says, we eat. We do not just eat to survive. We eat to celebrate. He takes your arm. He leads you toward the open doors of the house. Light spills out from inside. Golden, inviting candlelight. You smell the feast, roasted meat, spices, sweet wine. You hear the music starting, flutes, drums, laughter. This party is for you, not because you achieved something great, but simply because you survived. Because you came back. You step across the threshold. You leave the night behind. You leave the hunger behind. You are walking into the light. You are sitting at the table. The great hall is filled with golden light. It is a long, wooden table, polished by generations of shared meals. And you are seated at the right hand of the Father. You look around. The servants are filling the cups. The table is groaning under the weight of the food. Fresh bread, roasted figs, honeycomb, and wine. But the most nourishing thing on this table is not the food. It is the atmosphere. In the far country, every meal came with a price tag. You had to be charming, funny, or useful to get invited to the table. Here, there is no price tag. You sit there, wearing your robe, your ring, and your sandals. You realize, I don't have to do anything. I don't have to tell funny stories. I don't have to justify my absence. I can just eat. I can just be. The Father leans over and places a hand on your arm. Eat, he whispers. You have been hungry for a long time. You break a piece of warm bread. You put it in your mouth. It tastes like memory. It tastes like safety. As you swallow, you feel the nourishment spreading through your tired body. It is filling the hollow places. It is healing the starvation of the soul. The celebration of existence. Why is there a party? You haven't conquered a city. You haven't made a fortune. You just walked home. Why celebrate? Because in the eyes of love, survival is a victory. The fact that you didn't let the darkness swallow you is a triumph. The fact that you chose to come back to the light is a miracle. This feast is not for your achievements. It is for your existence. So, let go of the guilt. Let go of the voice that says, I shouldn't be enjoying this. You are allowed to be happy. You are allowed to be full. The feast is winding down. The candles are burning low. A sweet, heavy drowsiness begins to settle over you. It is the good tired, not the burnout of the far country, but the heaviness of a child who has played hard and been fed well. The Father sees your heavy eyelids. He nods gently. Rest now, he says. Your room is ready. My friends, as you prepare to ascend the stairs to your rest. If this journey from the far country to the Father's house has brought peace to your heart tonight, if you wish to keep this sanctuary open for your return, I invite you to gently tap the subscribe button now. Think of it as opening the door to your own safe room. It ensures that you always have a place to come back to when the world gets too loud. You are always welcome here. You stand up from the table. Your legs feel strong. The sandals support you. You walk out of the great hall, into the quiet hallway. You climb the stairs. Creak, creak. Even the stairs remember you. They welcome your weight. You reach the door of your old room. You push it open. It is exactly as you left it. The moonlight is streaming through the window, painting a silver square on the floor. The bed is turned down. The sheets are white and crisp. The air smells of lavender and stillness. You walk to the window and look out. You see the road you walked. It looks so long in the moonlight. You see the dark hills of the far country in the distance, but they cannot hurt you anymore. You are on the inside looking out. You are safe. You take off the heavy velvet robe. You lay it on the chair. You take off the sandals. You leave the ring on your finger, a reminder that you belong. You slide into bed. The mattress rises to meet you. The pillow cradles your head. You pull the heavy quilt up to your chin. You curl up on your side. This is the deepest safety. There are no demands here. No alarms. No expectations. Only the rhythmic breathing of the house. Close your eyes. Let us release the last tension of the journey. Visualize your feet, the feet that walked the long road. They are still now. They are warm. Let them sleep. Visualize your hands, the hands that once held empty husks. They are empty now, but open. Let them sleep. Visualize your chest, where the heart beats, the heart that broke and healed. Let it slow down. Visualize your mind. The courtroom is closed. The lights are out. The judge has gone home. There is only silence. Listen to the voice of the Father one last time, whispering from the doorway. You are home, my child. You are loved. You are enough. You drift away on that voice, floating on the ocean of grace, deeper and deeper, into the dreamless, healing dark. I forgive myself. I release the past. I am worthy of this rest. I am home. Good night, beloved. Sleep in peace.